That's right, I'm talking about Mass Effect for the first time on the channel that's handle is half based off the Shepard trilogy. Ever since the remastered trilogy was announced, I've been wanting to get back to adventuring in this beloved universe. But little did I know, an old nemesis was about to rear its ugly head. The worst part about this masterpiece, that I believe most Mass Effect 1 veterans forget, was a thing. A real issue. 3 dreaded words. The save system. Hello there guys, this is Solid Shepard bringing you another video. I'm sure bringing up the save system in the original Mass Effect brought back some Vietnam flashbacks for many of my fellow Mass Effect veterans. But it just seems most people forget about it. Take a trip with me back to the past, Samurai Jack. Okay, all kidding aside, the year was 2007. I was headed to Best Buy on the annual post-Christmas trip to use, my gift cards, Christmas card money to go buy a few games that I actually wanted. Usually I would just get the new Madden, especially considering this was my first holiday season with the Xbox 360. Maybe a new RPG if it caught my eye. What I didn't expect was to see this very Star Wars-esque game on the shelf. It caught my eye at first due to the amazing cover art, reminding me of the old Star Wars movie posters of yore. Then I saw who made the game. Speaking of Star Wars, it was the creators of KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, BioWare. I loved KOTOR back on the original Xbox, and as I read the back of the box, I was instantly in love. Create your own character, down to editing things like their eye shape and facial features. Dialogue options that could form your Shepard's own personal personality and affect the world around you. All of which mean not only the promise of you having a different world and experience than that of your friends who also might have played this game, but also having your decisions carry over and affect the promise of sequels moving forward. It showed, well, promise. I was instantly intrigued. I had not been this hyped to purchase a game since I read about the original Fable in Game Informer back in the day. Hopefully it wouldn't disappoint like Fable did. I was super excited to pop it in and begin my own personal space opera, and it did not disappoint. I did have one issue, however. Early on during the Eden Prime mission, right after you meet Ashley Williams and find Niles' dead body, and after you speak to the port worker, as many of you may know, you run and gun to fight through a bunch of Geth to get to a lift to carry you to the next area. There is one that is basically a hulking tank, and it killed me. Luckily, since I knew Saren had murdered Nihilus right at that part, and considering I had just fought off some husks, I was smart to save right before continuing. Since I had no idea what was coming, this was the last manual save I had made, however. I'm sure some of you are beginning to see where I'm going with this. Fast forward several hours of gameplay, and I was on Pharos, the planet with the Thorian. If you have played the game and remember that small alcove where the surviving scientists were hiding out at, I somehow managed to get the Mako, which has its own well-known issues, rolled over and stuck, /trapped on its side in the little entryway /hole to the alcove. I couldn't get it free or flip back over, and I needed to get in there to continue the quest. But the Mako was just in the way. I tried to see if I could save and reload, if that would fix it. It didn't. The Mako was still in the way, so I went to load my last save. Now for context, this was the first main story planet I decided to go to, and I had decided to do a lot of side quests. So one guess how far back my last autosave was. I lost hours. I learned a valuable lesson though. Save after pretty much every single fight and plot beat. Or at least I thought I had. Fast forward to the present. It is December of the best year in human history, don't at me, 2020. And it has been known for weeks now that the OG Mass Effect trilogy will be receiving the remastered treatment. I just finished the best game of the year 2020, Cyberpunk, don't at me. And I had decided what to play on my Series X next. Watch Dogs Legion? Cold War? Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Nah, the obvious choice is the game I hadn't played since I left the Navy in 2009, the 13-year-old Mass Effect. Mind you, I hadn't played this game in 11 years. I am now out of the military, but when I got finished with boot camp and all of that in late 2009, I remember going to the Navy Exchange and seeing Mass Effect 2. I was so excited, although it was kind of sad I had to create a new Shepard. Oh well, it was this Shepard I would carry over to 3 and play that. I since played through them various times with different Shepards, but my original Shepard never got his chance to, quote-unquote, finish the fight.
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
Since I've been out, I have been able to get my hands on my original 360 hard drive and was able to carry over my original save files to my new Series X. So I decided this was as good a time as any to carry him over to a new game in Mass Effect 1 and get him to finally go through the full adventure that was promised to him on the back of that box all those years ago. So anyways, over the past weekend, I decided to fire up Mass Effect on Saturday and get some progress. Mind you, between buying a Mass Effect and waiting to get shipped off to basic training, I probably beat the game about 500 times. Even to this day, it's tough for me to play because I just know everything down to the specific map textures. It's like my own personal Groundhog's Day. This is why I hadn't played it in so long. But darn it, I was going to do this thing right. So anyways, I never did a lot of the side quests or Bring Down the Sky and all of that in the past. So I decided I was going to do that. This time is my one true playthrough of the trilogy. So I go and do the lunar mission, aka pulling Edie's plugs on the moon's training lunar base, which I never had done before. Big mistake, because I realized I could have had the class specialization all this time. I then went and did Garrus's Dr. Hart mission, and finally went through to do the Cerberus mission chain. Never did them in the past, and considering the second game, figured that would be an important plot point to actually be a thing. On one of the Cerberus missions, I ran into a Thresher Maw. That somehow killed me. No problemo. I can just reload my last save, right? One guess where I was. Standing right where I was when I began my play session. 4 hours ago. I checked my log, and yep, everything I had done was now undone. Absolutely no progress made. 4 hours lost. It was late. I said screw it and went to bed. I had forgotten about the lousy save system in this game. Everyone seems to remember the lunky menus and such in this game, but you rarely hear about the save system. I make this video to remind you, if you decide to go back, or if you want to go and experience it for the first time, I envy you. I wish I could experience this amazing series with fresh eyes for the first time again. Really no game has really ever hit the same for me after this trilogy was finished. It really is amazing, and I can't suggest it high enough. But for your own sanity, remember to save, and save often. I imagine most of you will probably experience it next, or for the first time, with the remaster once it comes out. They may very well fix the save system there, but they also may not. Trust me, don't take any chances. You will thank me later. And with that, thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Solid Shepard, and I should go.